You know what this means? We back from Usher.
We are back from the vacation. Throw it up, baby. Let me hit the air horn. Let me hit one more air horn for you, one for me. Actually, should we do two more for the kids?
Let's do it. Callie, y'all. Ooh, this was an experience of all.
Wait, hold on. Wait. This is episode 12.
Oh, yeah.
And to lead off, episode 12 of the Rebirth and Life and Love podcast, you're back with Big Rome in the building. You are here with...
Dog.
Okay, that's nasty. We're here with Falesha. We're here with Falesha Johnson, and we just came back from a trip. So now
They
you can
already
tell
know
them.
that because if you watched the bonus episode, you know that we went to Usher.
Yes, if
and
you watched
it was everything.
But if you didn't, we went to Usher,
Go
and it
back.
was everything.
Why are you just repeating what I'm saying? Go back and watch it because I wanted to give you something different, and I threw in some little snippets of the vlog. Okay, so I did a whole vlog of Usher, and also just the outfits we wore, how up close we were, how Michael Jordan was behind us.
Hold on,
it was
see,
Usher's
you're getting
birthday.
so ahead of yourself in the
It was
night. You're
just-
getting ahead of it. Okay, we spent 20 hours in Vegas. We have to bring them along slowly because
I'm just so excited.
We have to imagine that they haven't seen this, so let's bring them along slowly.
Okay.
So we went to Vegas for 20 hours. This was the
Yes.
first time that we were away from both kids at the same time. They were states away, and you were excited. I was anxious, but let's get there. We get to the Aria, we check in.
Yeah, well, first, we get there and we get the text from,
Let's start at the airport, actually.
yeah. Which part?
The part where we get to the airport and, y'all pull up your mobile boarding ticket.
Okay, this is a big question for everyone out there. So we get to
start
the
off
airport,
early.
all right? And I once had TSA pre-check. I put Rome on TSA pre-check.
Okay.
My TSA pre-check expired during the pandemic. I was at the airport running late. And so they said, sign up for clear. You can get clear in 5 minutes. Sign up for clear. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I have clear. What do I need TSA pre-check for? Rome.
That was the mistake.
It was. Rome had renewed his TSA pre-check, and then it was a discount to put him and add him on my clear. So that sets the scene. I have clear, and Rome has TSA pre-check and clear.
Both on.
So we're walking up, and we decided to go to one checkpoint that said TSA pre-check and clear. So I walk up, and they were like,
Not all airports have this. Seattle Airport has this. We noticed that Vegas Airport did not have this. I believe LAX did have it as well.
So we walk up, and they were like, ma'am, you don't have TSA pre-check. I was like, okay, but I have clear. This line's for both only.
They said, you can't come in here.
And so-
they said, sir,
You can.
you can go through.
And Rome was like,
And they
well,
said, or you can go back with her.
and you asked, what does that mean? He's like, well, the difference is you take your shoes off. And he was like, no,
I said,
not doing that. And I'm like, really? Okay. So he walks ahead. And luckily, the line was really fast for clear as well. But I just had to walk to a different checkpoint. And our gate was closer to your checkpoint. So that's how the trip started off. It started off on some, okay, Rome's going to have it his way. And he's not going to wait for me. So I thought, it's whatever.
My people in the comments, I know we're hitting you early with the questions. So if you had clear and pre-check and your person, spouse, partner didn't have it, and it's just you two, what you doing? Are you
I did
waiting
both.
or are you going through?
60% of my audience said on Instagram they would wait.
Losers. That's crazy. Well,
They
y'all.
said they would wait.
Well, I'm sorry, because by the time 60% of y'all are waiting, I already went to the bathroom, got something to eat, and was relaxing at the gate.
He didn't though. You didn't
By
get
the
nothing
time
to eat.
I didn't get nothing to eat.
But it would have been fine. I would have been fine with you going through if you would have been getting the food for us. But somehow you went through, and I
had to
still
go to the
got
bathroom.
and I
I'ma
still
keep
had
it
to
a
get the
buck.
food.
I had a boo boo. I had a boo boo real bad, and so
Not
that's
in the
another reason.
airport.
That's another reason why I was like,
That's why you
look,
said I'm not going with you.
I'm not going. I'm not taking my shoes off.
Yeah, this one is so picky about where he goes. Number two. So the fact that you went in the airport,
I know. I felt like an ingrate, but I had my celery juice, and so my bowels, like I tried to time it right, and I knew it. I told you before we left. I said I'm gonna try to go before we leave because I always try to do that. Couldn't. As soon as we got to the car,
Something
because we
about
dropped
her.
off Roman at my mom's, as soon as we got in the car, I'm
It
like,
went,
dang, I gotta go. I'm like, I'm not gonna make it.
There's something about our household too. Like we are all like synced up when it comes to them boo boos. But
Regular.
let's not like y'all. Let's skip that part, okay? So then
That
we
was the boo-boo
get there.
part of the trip, and then we get there.
We get there, and we get the text from our nurse and from Gigi saying like Callie went down for a nap. Everything's good at the house, and then Gigi said he's been good. And so I think that put my mind at ease of like, okay, they're both good. They're both like following their regular routine, and let's have some fun now. So then we get there, we get to Aria. Rome set up the hotel. I don't know how you guys do it. Usually I do most of like the logistics for trips. I feel like you plan the experiences and I plan like the flight and the hotel. This was a little different where I picked the experience. Because, you know, like we'll go somewhere, we'll go to a game, a concert. That's usually you. So we switched it a little bit and Rome picked the hotel. And it was perfect. It was so close to Dolby Live, where
Talk about it.
the show was. The restaurants were like 5-star restaurants. Like they were nice.
But the best part about it is we got the early check-in because the big thing that day was University of Washington was playing football against Oregon. Oregon, they were here. I was supposed to be at the game, but then when the Usher opportunity came about, I'm like, all right, let me go with my wife and give away my tickets and not go to the best game of the year. But you know, that's cool with me. So partly I'm like, I need to find somewhere to watch the game. That's priority number one for me when we land. And so I got a notification that not only we can get early checkout, but for $30 more, we could upgrade our room. So we actually got a bigger room that was facing the strip, and we got to check in as soon as we got there, which we got there like 1. And it was great to just like sit down because, to be honest, I was so nauseous on that flight.
Oh yeah,
It was
that's
bad.
Kind of
It was
standard,
like
though for you though. Like
it's
you don't do
not
well
like
flights.
that. Not like that. Like
Really?
that was
That New York flight?
It was well, the New York flight was different. I did everything I could. I hydrated. I even got an IV 2 days before and was hydrating. And like something like I told you, like my stomach was acting up, and then by the time I got on the plane, it was just I felt so malnourished and just so nauseous. And there wasn't a lot of turbulence because like motion makes me even more nauseous. But like there wasn't a lot, but I was just hurting. So by the time again we get to Vegas, I'm like, I need to get some hydration. I need to lay down. I need to get off my feet, knowing that we have the show in like 7 hours.
Yeah. Okay, so audience, right now, we are very different when it comes to
A lot. Everything.
yes,
Almost everything.
how we travel and what we like to do when we get there. And I think the busybody in me is kind of gets an itinerary. Like I want to go, I want to eat, I want to shop, I want to look around the hotel. And Rome is like, let's see what these pillows are about. Let's see what this bed's about. I want to chill until like the big event. And so a lot of places we've gone, I've taken off. Like when we went to New York, I was out in the city walking around, and you were like, I need to just chill for a little bit. So,
But also, I've been there, done that though. So like that's part of
which part of New York?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. But I feel like we just travel very different. And at a certain point, like we come together and it's like, okay, let me slow down or let me like speed up and meet you where you are. So like the other person feels like they've got their partner to do things with.
What's the chronic illness thing? Because if you think about it, like if I fly bad, that means by the time I land, it's nothing but recovery.
Right.
And so like when we went to New York that one time, we landed, we took the red eye flight, landed at 7:30 in the morning. What'd I do? I got an IV at 8.
Yeah.
We went to the hotel, I dropped my stuff off, and I walked straight to the IV place, which was like a mile away. I thought it was closer. It was like a mile away. Walked there, got the IV, walked back, and then was just resting for the rest of the time. And you went out and you were just city girl.
City girl. But so, like, you guys, leave a comment. Like, what are you? Are you a sightseeing, gotta see everything, agenda, every hour's like laid out, timed out on vacation? Or are you a chill, relax, like, I'm gonna sleep, I'm gonna catch up on all the things. I might watch some shows in bed, and I might have like one excursion a day or maybe one every other day. I'd be curious because our personalities definitely shine when it comes to a vacation, but I think you have taught me to slow it down. But a little segue, because let's get to the T. Usher. So we get to Usher, y'all.
Can I just
And
say one more thing? The T is actually,
What's the T?
you know them promoters that be walking around trying to get you to go to the club. We ran into one. He's like, yo, what y'all doing tonight? I'm like, we're going. He's like, y'all going to the show? I'm like, yeah, we going. He's like, cool. Well, come to the after party. Give us, a little card, takes our info. He's like, DJ Drama spinning. Cool. That's Lil Uzi's DJ. He found it. He found him, signed to him, all that stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, it's gonna be hip hop. Hip hop died in Vegas a long time ago. If y'all don't know, there's only a few places in Vegas that actually play hip hop. And so the guy also said, yo, guess who I saw? Michael Jordan.
Well, first he said, I see you got them J's on.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He said, Michael Jordan's here.
Yeah, he said, MJ's here. He said he was just walking around. He's like, he's probably not too far from here with his entourage. Now, that's relevant for later. Now, go ahead.
You called it. So, because the T is we get to the concert, y'all. We get to the show. It's not a concert. We get to the show.
Hella close.
And
we're like right by his mama close, like in front of his mama close.
It was his birthday, which we did not realize that it was his birthday. And I feel like we don't get out often.
Ever.
And we're both kind of like experiences. I'm going to pay a pretty penny to sit up close, to have experience of like a lifetime kind of experience. And so knowing that this residency is something I wanted to go to for a while, I was like, and we got big girl, big woman, big man money now. We grown. I saw Usher back in the Confessions tour. Okay, I'm in high school. I'm going with my mama.
You're confessing right now.
So I'm like, I'm grown now. I'm going, and we're going to go all out.
Dang,
so we sat pretty
no more
close.
300 level?
Exactly. Which is fine. It's fine. But I wanted something different. And I did not realize that Usher's mom would be behind us, that Michael Jordan would be to the side of us.
And then his security would be like from me to Falesha. Like we was bumping knees with the security.
His wife was just like 3 seats over. And so we're like, oh, we're in the family section.
Yeah.
Like
Tiffany Haddish kept running by in front of us.
She was everywhere,
and all that stuff
y'all.
like that.
So the show went on, and he just is such a performer. Like he had Juicy J come out. Sheila E did a performance for him. He was just engaging with the audience. He had a special moment where he gave a shout out to his to his mom, and just to his like circle. L.A. Reid was there, and also Brian Michael Cox, who produced the Confessions 2, and just the album in itself. Like it was just star after star, and it was a moment where I was just like fangirling, of like allowing myself to be like, I'm just so excited. And I realized I haven't been in that moment where I've just been excited to be doing something in a really long time, because so much of our life is just everyday grind.
Our life is routine.
Very routine. And I just felt like, like we're doing something fun, and it feels good to do fun things and like bucket list things. And it reminds me of a post that I saw of like, every 2 weeks, go out on a date. Every 2 months, stay away from the kids and do it overnight. Every 2 years, do a vacation, just you and your spouse. And that's not realistic for us.
It's not. And again, like a lot of people, because you notice we said Roman with my mom, Callie with the nurse, like we still can't just leave Callie with anybody. Because there's a certain level of care that she needs. And of course, like, we have to make sure first and foremost that she has everything that she needs. Now, since Roman doesn't have any medical complications, it is easier to leave Roman, with a family member.
Right.
And so we're always going to have to find that balance of nursing support. And so even though it's not for us right now, one day it may be for us, and that'll be fine. Because I do feel like once the kids are old enough, and there's no trach, and there's no more nurses, and she can be a little more self-sufficient. And I could see us getting out for a weekend.
Yeah,
and
but
just
it's the
going.
logistics I don't think people understand. Like we have a nursing agency. In order to like line up coverage where Callie has a nurse during the day and night, 24 hours, 36 hours, it's me working with their team, scheduling. They have other clients they work for. We also need to make sure we have backup in case one calls out sick. My dad flew up to be here in the house because, we can't just have them here by themselves. Like,
I mean, you just never know what could happen.
Exactly. So. Secondhand, but also like this is not their home. Like we need to have a body in the home to do household things that might be needed. So I just felt like, we needed that. And although it was for 28 hours, like a part of me is like, oh, it would have been nice to stay longer, but I'm thankful that we got 20 hours. I'm thankful that we were able just to get away and to have that moment for us. And then we got back and it was like right back to the grind.
Literally, because we took the flight left at 7 a.m. in Vegas. Like we got back to the room at like, it like seemed like near 2 o'clock. And then we went to bed and then we set the alarm. We had to be up by like 4:30 because then the Uber was coming and we had to get to the airport and all this stuff like that. And what's even nasty is like, again, no shade to not having TSA pre-check, but we could have even got on a earlier flight because low-key we were at the airport and there was a flight that was final boarding going to Seattle. And I tried to jump on it. I even went to the desk and I was like, yo, you guys are sold out already, huh? And he's like, nah, we can get you on for $50. I'm like, dang, my wife's back there. My wife's back. My wife's going through security still. I can't go.
So the key to that story is get your TSA pre-check and clear. They need to sponsor this episode, okay? That's what we're trying to tell you.
Yeah,
giving you some
episode.
tips because you don't want to be left. You just don't want to be left.
You don't want to be left. But the thing, like I said, maybe if we had it my way, you would already had it. But you know, we got it. We got you squared away. We got you figured out.
So we good for our next trip because we going big.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Save it for a different day.
I'm not.
Save it for a different day.
I'm not.
We should be too excited and be
am.
spilling all the tea, be like, oh my gosh, we're like we got invited to a Usher private after party, but then couldn't go because the lady left beforehand.
Oh, yes. So what do you do? Like our flight, like Rome said, left at 7 a.m. We need to be, I think we woke up at 5:15 to get to the airport.
Yeah.
We got back to the room around like 1:30 or so because we got some food. And I'm sitting next to a woman who says like her boyfriend is good friends with Usher. And if she can get us in, when
and
we
it looked
want to
like
go,
it because he knew all his people. He was
knew
hugging
his mom
them and all
his brother and his wife. And she's like, if we can get a +2, like, would you guys want to come? And I was like, yeah. But like the 36-year-old in me was like, I'm tired. I need to pump.
I was like,
I have to be up at 5. I don't know if I can do this.
But I have to
but
go.
It's like, you got to. We both looked at each other like, we have to. But clearly, she was just a girlfriend because they like
that. She was a girlfriend
because she left for a moment and she's like, "Hey girl, would you go to the bathroom? I'll be back." I'm like, "Oh, okay." But then like a half hour when she actually left, she didn't say bye. She just dipped and didn't look back. I'm like, "Oh, okay, gotcha."
But we did hear Brian Michael Cox say, "Yo, I'm gonna text you the real address to the party, not the one that they thought that they were marketing as the after party." So there was a secret one. So we're like,
right. But once he said that, I was like, "Oh, no, we're not getting invited to the private family one."
Yeah.
So we didn't.
All right. So we come home from the concert. We jump right back into life, right back into caregiving.
Mm-hmm.
But this leads right into the topic of this video. And the topic of this video is how to maintain healthy work, life, love, caring, creating, balance. Yes, a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of things.
But what did you have going on last week? Because we came home, starting with you.
Yeah, it did. I had a board meeting to attend in Yakima, which is like 2.5 hours away from Seattle. And then I had another board meeting that I had to host, and I had a donor flying in from Florida on Friday. What else? Those are the two key things. And then I had a football game and donors I had to host on Saturday evening.
So you was basically working every single night, even on the days that you typically don't go in office, you were going in office, and the days that you typically are home by 5, some of them were like 7, 8, which means I was in the house caregiving all day with the kids, and there were like large periods of time where I was by myself with both of them. And so to answer really, because this was one of the questions that was left to us.
Oh yeah, we did a Q&A.
We did a Q&A.
So you can also drop questions below because we'll start to include your questions throughout our topics. So
for you,
yes,
again, that was an odd week.
It was,
but like that week compared to like when things are calmer, how does Falesha handle the work, life, love, creator balance?
Yeah, I feel like many people don't know like what all goes into our week. Sometimes they think that the podcast or YouTube channel is like my full-time job, and it's not. It's something that I started as like a side hustle, a side project that turned into a full-time job, but my 9 to 5 is I'm a fundraiser. And that is what puts food on a table, roof over our head, pays the bills. It's a stable check and health insurance that I won't give up. And so it's first of all understanding like what's the real priority. So these podcasts, they can come whenever. The YouTube channel, they can come whenever. But my work, like that's important. My family, that's important. Myself. And so the healthy balance honestly comes from understanding that I'm not going to be 100% at every single title I hold every single day. There will be some days where I'm an amazing wife, but maybe not the best coworker. And some days where I have to be on at work, which means I'm not going to be the best mom because I'm not going to be here and be present. And I just had to give myself grace and understand that that is okay. That makes me a full human of having my plate full, juggling a lot of things, because all of those things make me who I am and they make me one whole person. And so understanding that first, but also making sure that I'm doing things that pour into myself. So like lately I started a new gym, and that has just been a great outlet for me that I really enjoy. And so I make time for that in the day. And then when I get home, I only have like that hour and a half, 2 hours before they go to bed. Phone's down. Like I'm on the floor of Romy. I'm getting climbed all over like a jungle gym by Callie. Maybe reading her book. I'm trying to be as engaged as possible to like make that balance. But I don't think there's like balance in anything. I think it's just like it's a juggling act.
The balance is to get used to change and to just be fluid, because one of the things with me, because I also had a busy week, and so imagine like you heard all the stuff she was going through. So Monday I get my IV. Tuesday I'm speaking on a panel to all these creators. Wednesday I attend this meta event, and we were actually both supposed to attend together, but our nurse called out sick, and so Falesha had to stay back with Callie and caregive with Callie. And so I went to the event by myself. And then the other 2 days, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Falesha was working late. So the only thing I was able to do for myself last week outside of watch football on Sunday was go to the shooting range with my stepdad. And so really I struggle even to this day with finding balance. And it's something that I'm constantly finding or constantly trying to figure out. But the one thing that I can say again is to reiterate what I said is to stay fluid. Like I know that, like Falesha said, there are priorities. My family's a priority. My health is a priority, and anything else can wait.
Right.
This podcast, yes, it can wait. But if I have to do a brand deal, or if I have to do, another commitment, there's no shame anymore to say, yo, I can't do this right now because this is what's going on at home. Like my kids need me. And to be honest, what's crazy is like I've become really, really efficient with the limited time I've had just in this stay-at-home dad journey. I've been really learning how to do things during my time periods, and I've been efficient. Like even the other day, I was telling, I forgot who I was talking to, but I was just like, yeah, no, like I'm basically handling like 95% of the stuff that happens with the kids, like between appointments and all that stuff like that. And it's just like, and then my own stuff. And they're like, oh my gosh, how are you doing all this? And I'm still like, I still don't know how I'm doing this. I'm just doing it. But the thing that has to sacrifice right now is I can't do my creator stuff. And I'm okay with that. Like it was stressful for a minute.
It was.
But like now I'm like, well, they need me. My son literally is smiling at me and laughing and hanging on me all day, every day. That's my dog. He's just lighting up. And so I know that there's gonna come a time when he goes to school that I'm gonna have that free time again. But right now it's just like, no, I'm gonna be with him. Callie comes in the room all the time. I'm gonna be with her too. So like they're seeing a lot of me, and I know a lot of kids don't get to see a lot of their dads growing up. I didn't. So it's almost like that's me pouring back into them. And then knowing too that like my role specifically, it's just like, not sure if y'all ever played basketball before, but sometimes when you play basketball, you have to do a lot of different things. Sometimes you have to be a floor general. Sometimes you have to score. Sometimes you have to be a teammate and cheer everybody on. And you just try to do what you can and dominate your role as best as you can. But yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
you said do
really
the best as you can, but that made me like there was something I've been wondering. So typically the mom, the woman stays at home and she's a stay-at-home mom. And for us, it's been you because of the timing of life. How mentally have you handled that? Like I think sometimes the value of who you are is like combined with like your job. And I know that's been a transition for you of like your priorities shifting, but also mentally, how have you like taken on that role?
I mean, so you said something that's very relevant where a lot of people feel like their identity belongs to their job. Well, mine does too, because my job is my children. And so I think what again gets lost is when a father doesn't pour into their children, there's a whole bunch of things that the kid typically lacks, and it's a lot of it. I was actually reading this article. I can't quote it right now because I don't remember all of it verbatim, but it was along the lines of like just like emotional behavior and like being able to like focus on things. It's almost like it was basically saying that children with their father present in their lives get higher grades because they're better test takers, they have more focus, they have more discipline, all of those things. And so again, like I really look at it like I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but all I know is my kids will remember what I've done for them. I mean, it's documented everywhere, so they'll be able to go back and relive it. But I literally, it was hard at first. It was hard because I wanted to, and even still, like my whole existence is grind mode, like grind mode working. Like that's always what I've had to do. And so now it's at a position to where it's like, it's not about like driver passenger type thing, but it's more about like I need to like do something because I'm set to like do something. Like right now, yes, I'm conditioned to like stretch my mental muscle, and so that's why like creating became such a good outlet for me, and why I need to like get back and still find some time to do it because I'm good at it. Like, I'm freaking good, really good at it, and so like it's something that I enjoy doing. But right now, again, the season is them. So I know that sacrifice comes. There's seasons of sacrifice. I'll just put it to you like that. Seasons of sacrifice. And so, but again, like
that's what we're in.
How
think of it.
For you, like how is it? This sounds nasty. Like the number one question that popped in my head was like, how do you feel with like being hands off of that stuff? But like it's kind of more so like how do you feel like now jumping back into like the breadwinner, sole provider, all of that?
It's also been hard because I was the lead for a lot of their needs when it came to their schedule and appointments, when it came to just everything. And I think I'm trying to learn how to let go and let you control. I think even like there's a moment today where I'm like trying to step in and do something that you're in the middle of doing. I'm like, you're doing it. It's fine.
That was crazy.
Like I find parts of me like needing to step in because I'm missing so many of those moments while I'm gone. And I'm like removing the control. Like I control a lot of situations. You always say that. And having to trust that everything's running smoothly at home. And I think the more every day goes by and that you've like tapped into a routine, the more I feel like confident and comfortable of like, okay, really diving into work. But I just like feel like I need to be at home as well. Like I'm checking in and making sure things are running smoothly. And it's like, they are. So it's been a mind shift as well for me. But it's a good one. Like I feel like for the first time in a really long time, I've been able to give like my full self to my career again. And it was put on pause for a while because being pregnant and then also all the things that Callie was going through and having to be like very, giving her a lot of attention for her surgeries. Like I think there's a lot of women that come out of maternity leave not able to like pour their full self back in. And they always say like they're 50% of what they were doing because now they have so many jobs at home. And now I feel like I can be 100% and be a boss ass lady again. Like I got a promotion at work. Like that just shows you the trust they have in me and the confidence they have in like what I can do. And I'm like finding my own way and footing into this new role of management. And it just feels good to be able to show other women and to show the kids that like their mom is like doing it all and doing it well, and she's advancing in her career, and so can you, because I think a lot of the roles I see around me are led by men. So I love that I can show that for them.
What's interesting about all of that, because again, they may not see it now, but one day they'll realize, they're like, wow, my mom does a lot. Like she went to work and she's doing this, and then hopefully one day they'll say, hey, my dad, even though like it's just because society's nasty and because like there's a lot of fragile, insecure dudes out there, it's gonna be like, hopefully that doesn't seep into their minds like, oh, because my dad stayed back, he's a sucker or something like that.
I
But
worry
like,
that they'll resent me because I wasn't here. I think we're already seeing that in Cali. Like she's been hating a lot.
I did
and when
want
I
to
get
ask
home,
if there was some like,
that's been hard. When we get home, she's been hitting me. And I'm like, and you could tell it's a frustration. She's mad. And it's like, where you been all day kind of thing. Because she's used to me being on the floor with her, engaging with her, being there all day. And so I feel like I'm overcompensating too. Of once I do have my downtime this week, I took her to dance for the first time. I took them to the pumpkin patch. Like I'm filling all my free time with family time. So I'm like, I want them to still remember me. And that's been the hardest part for me, where I just feel like they're not going to see the work I did and what it did for them until they're like teenagers or even like high school. Whereas they're going to be like, Dad was always there. Dad did the fun stuff. Dad was there every day. And they see the value in you early on, you know? And so that's what goes through my mind.
yeah,
But one of the questions we also got was like, what are the things we do to support the other when we have these like hectic weeks or hectic like moments? And I think a good point was on that Wednesday, we were both supposed to go to a creator event. And I had to sit down and look at my week and say, my week's getting crazy. You need this. I
Yeah.
want you to have this moment because I knew it was important for you, like to the identity as far as the creator side. And you were trying to tap back into like what makes you feel creative and what gives you value.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to have that moment knowing that the rest of the week was going to be crazy.
Let me add a little bit of context to that too. So there was a viral Instagram video of this lady who was, I'm assuming, an esthetician, maybe not. But
Yeah.
she said that this is what she does to get her husband ready for the week. And essentially every Sunday, well, I'm making up the day, but just every Sunday, she gives him a facial, lines up his beard,
That's her
moisturizes his beard. And I don't know if you sent it to. I think I saw it
too. We
But,
always our algorithms be like lying up.
yeah,
sometimes.
but basically it was just like, you know, the people in the comments were like, it was funny because the women were like, wow, he looks like that he's loved, you know, because he had great skin, like it was shining, like all that stuff like that. Dive into our relationship. So like you said, when I have a busy week, what are some things that you think to do for me, look to do for me to make sure that my week goes smoother? I know one off the top of my head I can give you. I'll give you the alley-oop, but you can come up with the other ones. Meal prepping. Meal
Yes.
prepping is huge because I don't have a lot of time to do it. I don't have a lot of time to cook anymore. Yeah, there's just not a lot of time, and I would just go eat out, and that
Yes.
just becomes an expensive, disgusting habit.
I think what I've been trying to think about is not just things that I would appreciate, but things that will help you in multiple ways. And so you are someone living with Crohn's, you are someone living with autoimmune disease. And so food and your nutrition is like super important.
Very.
And so when you get off schedule, it throws you off. It throws the family off because you don't feel well, you're not sleeping. And so I know that making sure that there's meals that you can eat that are going to sit well with your stomach, all of that just gives us the foundation for a good week. So meal prepping is something I stepped up because it's also been a pain point in our relationship of you going vegan, me not, and not having food that's accessible for you that fits your diet. And so that's just been something that I've been trying to be very thoughtful in. So I meal prep. That is one thing. Making sure that when the weekend comes, I try to take the kids and do something so you can have like quiet time.
That's always good.
Yeah, because as much as like I have to go to work and everything, like my drive home is just my time. I can listen to a podcast. I can have moments where it's just me, the gym, whatever it might be. You don't really get those moments because like we have a nurse in the house, we have Callie in the house, so there's always something going on. So giving you quiet time has been something I've been trying to pour back into you.
My only quiet time is literally when I go and get my IV, and it's like I'm getting an IV.
Right.
You know, like I'm just there, and even sometimes I take Roman with me, so it's like I got the IV in my arm, and he's fidgeting and squirming in this arm, and so I'm trying to like keep him close and keep my arm straight and all that stuff. So it's hard, but
yeah. And I think the other one is like when opportunities come up that you can go do something, whether it be like last minute or planned out, and even it means like I've had a long week, I'm gonna let you have the opportunity and go do your thing. Have lunch with a friend, Seahawks game, whatever that might be. Like allow you to have some you time, not just like solo chill time at the house, but like outside time. What were gonna be some other things you thought about?
For you or for me?
That I do for you.
Yeah, I mean,
that makes you feel loved?
No, it's like because again, the lady in the video gave her husband a facial to help him prepare for the week of work.
Gotcha.
So it's almost like doing things.
Yeah, I don't do facials. You won't let me touch your beard.
Doing things to help me make my week easier. And I think, I mean, again, last week, knowing that things were crazy. Well, your dad was here too. So, I mean, like he could help a lot. But I think for the reverse standpoint, like I've literally been like, no, take the time. Like I got the kids, you know, like, and sometimes like there's not even that pass off. So like you get that extra time. And now the room is back open. Like the other day, it's just like, nah, just go lay down. Like I got this taken care of. And sometimes that's so important when you can just like, because we already shared in previous episodes, we're so wound up. We're just so like on all the time because we have to be. Because we never know what's going to happen with Callie or even with Roman or just anything else in life. And so for somebody to just be like, just go lay down, just take a deep breath. Like, I got it. Don't worry about it. Like, it's different when you're laying down and you have to listen if she needs a suction or you have to watch a monitor.
A lot. Yeah. Like giving each other that peaceful time to just be off and not be on is so needed for like your mental health.
Yep.
And we also have been talking about like preparing for the week. Something that you wanted to do this week was break the week into like the first part of the week and then the last part.
Yeah.
Because I tend to like overload, like share so much information that it's just like.
Felicia will give me her whole 5-day calendar like on Sunday night. And I'm like, for one, like it's Sunday. So like I'm not trying to hear this right now. But also two, I'm only really concerned at that point about Monday and Tuesday. And then I was like, on Tuesday, you can tell me about Wednesday and Thursday. And then on Thursday, you can tell me about the weekend.
Right.
Like, that's kind of how I have to, like, think things. Because, again, Monday, Callie has school, speech, you know, get Roman ready. And then usually, like, it's just the day gets ahead of you just with all that.
And then we also have a calendar that we put up. And so it's like a visual for us of, like, let's write the big things down. What appointments are happening, what's big on my work, calendar, and like put that on there so we can kind of visually see what the week looks like. And then like the meat of it, if it's like I have a gym or I have an appointment or I need to wake up early, that's what we'll talk about like in like 3-day segments.
Right.
And that helps us like break down the week and kind of get back to that whole like healthy work-life care balance. And what I love is that like you were even talking about like, going down to Portland and giving yourself like doing a facial with Sia, because I feel like for men, like so much of like the self-care for you has been like IVs or like.
Well, self-care, like, my self-care is literally trying to like feel better.
Yeah.
Like, and so it's like IV
It's all
acupuncture.
stuff. Like,
yeah, it's all that. So like I don't even call that self-care. I call that like maintenance.
Maintenance, yeah.
But self-care for me, like, I mean, for dudes, you could go get a massage. Like dudes could go get a facial. They could get a pedicure because like a lot of dudes' toes be messed up, and like they give you the foot massage and like the leg massage and all that stuff like that. And so I haven't done it in a minute.
Okay, so that's just your homework. I need you this month, because we only have a couple weeks or like a week left. Maybe next month.
The month is like next Tuesday or next Wednesday.
You to do 2 self-care things for yourself, like massage, facial, pedicure, something of that nature.
Oh, I'm getting a facial.
Okay.
Big pause.
Yes. That is an assignment, because I realize you do maintenance, you don't do self-care. No,
I don't. I can't. That's the whole time. I don't have time to do self-care. That's the whole thing.
I fit it in.
She
self-care.
does. She'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get my nails done."
I don't ask no more. I'll get my nails done.
She don't let her. She asks.
I'm getting a massage.
She said, "Hey, Big Daddy, can I go get my nails done, Big Daddy?"
Can't get some money to tip my manicures, but like I'm also going to get my hair done. I'm gonna get my nails and toes done. I'm gonna get me a facial, and I have my massage booked every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't.
I get on that.
I don't do none of that. Guess what I do? I change boo diapers and suction trachs.
Oh my goodness.
That's my self-care. Nah, on the real.
We got a juicy topic though, because this is something that.
Do we have time to get into it today?
Yeah, let's get into the juicy topic real quick.
Okay. That's not a quick topic though. Let's say for next time. I think because because I want to go in, and I don't I don't got.
Okay,
we're
done with the juicy topic.
We're already.
Okay.
So let's leave them with some education. So let's help them do something nice for their spouse or their partner to get them into the next week. So again, give them a massage, give them a little back massage, give them a rub down, one of those little. Give them a little Theraguns or whatever they're called, the little massage guns, and just get in them quads and them glutes. I'm just saying, if you sit in a chair all day, you got to get in them glutes.
Oh yeah.
And then
I got a foot mask. I'm gonna put a foot mask on.
Oh, I'm gonna do a face mask. I gotta do
this. Let's have a self-care night. That should be, because guys, there's that 2-2-2 rule, but we have to get creative in our date.
2-2-2 rule.
So
I know what you said, but I know.
Every 2 months, every 2 years. Every 2 weeks, you do a date. Every 2 months, you go do a night out without the kids, like a whole night, overnight.
Yeah, we got to come up with our number sequence. It might be 1, 7, 3 or something. Or
so every 1 month, or is that 1 week? Every week.
Oh, maybe ours might be 1, 4, 3. So you get it.
I get it. Creative, and we have to do dates that are at home. So
that's trash though.
No, it's not. So our date for the month, we're gonna do a self-care date where I'm gonna get the foot mask, the facials from Sephora, and we're gonna get the Theragun. We're gonna do it all.
I need like a real facial first though. I've never had that. I never had a facial, never had an acid peel. Like I have relatively good skin, so like I've never had to do any of that stuff. And so like I want to do it because like razor burns caused a few dark marks, so I want to like get those out. But for the most part, like I just want to get all like the toxins and all the boo boo out my face, and then
get the toxin out and get healthy.
Yeah, I stay trying to get them toxins out, and they never leave. That's basically what acupuncture is. But
don't you worry. Next episode we're gonna talk about some toxic topics. Okay,
that's gonna be toxic. I'm gonna go off. That's what I'm saying. I'm sick of you women.
Okay. All right. On that note, y'all follow us on the Instagram, RL Podcast. Go subscribe on YouTube. If you are listening right now, go watch us, because you guys see the energy. You got to see the facial expressions.
Yeah, you got to see us when we're in our other office, our other location, where the energy and the vibes are just flying high, and there's jokes. Now it's like kids are in bed and mom and dad are just like, all right, we about to go to bed too.
So on that note, thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.